saving lives in the back of a helicopter.
Another 2 mil, and we need TXA.
Yeah, 2 mil TXA.
This is a simulation, but it's still noisy, crowded, difficult.
This will help your pain. Do you understand?
These medics are on a tough selection course. If they pass, they'll be qualified to do this job for real.
Okay, bow, sides, abdomen descended.
They'll become part of a select group known as the Medical Emergency Response Team, the MERT. They are the doctors, nurses and paramedics who put their own lives on the line, collecting casualties straight from the battlefield. First, they must pass a week-long intensive course which tests much more than their medical skills.
It's not all about the clinical side of things, it's also about what we call crew resource management, the management of the scene, the management of the logistics on the aircraft. What we have on this is we have a lot of very, very good clinicians, but they will not have experienced this level of intensity before. And in some cases, that crew resource management is much more difficult than the clinical decision making that they actually have.
The candidates practice their clinical skills day to day in the NHS. But this is a completely different way of working.
Just knowing where things are, so turning around, and also it's quite cramped as well, so getting your hands on kit is really difficult. And also just manoeuvring around the patient as well, so trying to look at the patient's back and using really the people around you just to help out with that.
Here you're on your knees, it's dark, it's dusty. If this helicopter was flying, it would be flying like this, and you would have to try and do procedures whilst on the move. It presents whole new challenges, both in terms of environment and noise.
Everything that people are running into, all the problems they've got, the injuries that they're dealing with, is all stuff that people have seen on operations and had to deal with. So there's nothing here that people can say, I would never see that, because it's all been seen before.
The rear crew trainer simulates a Chinook helicopter, which is how the MERT operated for 9 years in Afghanistan. But the armed forces is moving away from that model, so the MERT has to be ready and trained to operate in other environments, including land and sea.
Where are we going?
Straight in, adult male.
Onto here.
Yeah.
In this scenario, the tent simulates a hovercraft. At sea, medics might use one to pick up casualties and bring them back to a hospital ship. The instructors throw in water-related complications.
We made sure that the monitor didn't work. Some of the monitors don't work if they're vibrated, and obviously if they're on choppy waters, that the machines aren't going to work as well as they would normally. So they had to get residual machines, so that they had 2 or 3 different machines going at one time to make sure they got the patient's vital signs recording.
Ready, steady, roll. Okay.
MERT is a concept, a capability, so it must adapt to wherever it's needed.
So whether that's on the back of a armoured personnel carrier, in a ditch by the side of the road, at the bottom of a tree, potentially on a snow slope. We're training people to be comfortable in all environments.
In this scenario, the medics have to rescue a United Nations civilian team who've become trapped in a minefield, which means they have to deal with the dangers on the ground, as well as treat the injured. The MERT of the future is also more likely to fly in Puma aircraft rather than the relatively large Chinook, especially on humanitarian operations.
Which means that we have restricted space. We can't carry as many patients as the Chinook, and also the team composition is a lot smaller.
Brace up.
What's this?
That's part of what we're trying to do on this course, is get people working in the teams that we predict they may work in the future. Previously, we knew it was going to be doctor, nurse, 2 paramedics, a Chinook or a Merlin, and that was going to work. For the future, it may be much smaller teams, different airframes, not even an airframe, it may be vehicle-based or sea-based and the like.
So, having a look at the neck. Can I see anything with the neck?
As you find it, this looks very superficial.
Superficial, okay.
The course is intense and tough. This time, fewer than half the candidates made the grade. The bar for a MERT practitioner is set high, reassuringly high, for those who might one day need them.
Stop. Ready, steady, down.
Charlotte Cross, Forces News, Oxfordshire.